Hello, everybody. My name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today, we'll be talking about Kristi Noem and her situation in South Dakota. I made reference to this 2 videos back, and I basically said that, she's proving to not be presidential material because she's totally caving on the issue of men in women's sports. She's totally caving on that issue. And today I just wanted to elaborate on my thoughts about that. Now she's basically arguing two things. These are two arguments. Really just boils down to one is legality, and this is a very paper thin argument. I believe that Daniel Horowitz, who's definitely one of the best conservative activists in the business, you basically destroyed this argument by pointing out that she, as in South Dakota, is in the eighth district or Eighth Circuit Court at a federal level, and the Eighth Circuit Court is one of the most conservative circuit courts in the United States. Now, Idaho, I believe, is on the Ninth Circuit Court, which is the one that has a very low batting average, so to speak, when it comes to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has a tendency to overrule Ninth Circuit Court decisions because the Ninth Circuit Court is a mess. I mean, they did recently rule that, concealed carry and, open carry is not a right. They did just rule that this past week. So the Ninth Circuit Court, not a very legitimate legal body. The Eighth Circuit Court would actually bode well for the legality of whatever Kristi Noem is saying no to. And the second reason, or second real argument, is that she does not want to stand up to corporations like the NCAA. She does not want to stand up to the NCAA, and that is cowardice. That is cowardice. She is not willing to confront a collegiate organization that wants to impose transgenderism on college athletes, and that's cowardice. Instead of signing a bill, she's basically saying, let's start a petition. And she's trying to get a bunch of states on said petition. And that's a terrible strategy. She's putting the cart before the horse. What she should be doing is signing the bill, getting other states to sign the bill, or sign the exact same law, and then bind together with those states. She's putting the cart before the horse and then calling it leadership. That is stupid. That's not what leadership looks like. Leadership looks like taking the initiative. And I believe Idaho is the first state to have taken the initiative on this. So she wouldn't, be the first state, but she would be launching a renewed initiative on this cultural battle. And what she's doing is not only not refusing to take the initiative, she's also undermining efforts of those who want to take the initiative. So if we're talking about a coalition of states, which I agree is necessary and needed for this issue, as South Dakota is not, is not the most significant state in the union, and I don't say that to be derogatory, but if you think about it, California passed a law that basically forced the NCAA to allow college athletes to monetize their name and likeness. So if enough states bind together on the transgenderism issue, they can coax the NCAA to recognize male and female biology. So that part of her argument is correct, but she's putting the cart before the horse. Because if a state does pass said law that challenges the NCAA, she is not actually standing with them. She's not actually in a coalition with them. She may sign a petition that supports what they're doing, but she's not actually with them. In fact, given her veto, she's against them. That's what a veto would signify. So she's not actually with them. And, her law is, or her argument is basically that, men shouldn't be able to compete in women's sports at the high school level. But, once they go to college, that, she doesn't actually believe that. And, she's surrendered the premise of the opposing argument. And we can't do that. We can't legitimize a false premise. When it comes to abortion, we have to ask, when does life begin? Because that determines everything else. So when it comes to transgenderism, we have to ask, what's a woman? What's a man? Can Bruce Jenner put on a dress and be a woman? No. Now, it's kind of like going back to the whole, to make a Star Trek reference, how many lights are there? Are there 4 lights or are there 5? So, Kristi Noem is definitely failing on this issue, and she's undermining legitimate efforts. That's not what leadership looks like. Leadership is taking the initiative. Leadership would be signing that bill and then helping other states do the same. And then using those states that have done the same to form a coalition. You don't form the coalition without signing the bill. All you're doing is just signing a petition in protest, and that doesn't do anything. This is cultural Marxism. Cultural Marxism does not respond to argumentation. It does not respond to intellectual debate. It responds to force, and whether that be the force of law or other forces, it will not respond to just intellectual debate. This is an anti-intellectual movement. We need real leadership that recognizes this. And so codifying this into law is what real leadership on this issue would look like. Kristi Noem is not demonstrating real leadership, and I think she's basically killing her own presidential aspirations. And I think that a lot of people who are supporting Kristi Noem are, generally speaking, the same people that supported Trump when he went against conservatives on a number of issues. Just saying there's no 4D chess here. It's simple caving. This is basically, she's pulling a Mike Pence, who Mike Pence also didn't want to take on the NCAA when it came to RFRA. And then he would later screw conservatives on that, which basically killed his own political career until, Trump called him to be vice president, and there were not that many people that wanted to be Trump's running mate in 2016. So that's what I think Kristi Noem just did. Comment below what you think about what I said. My name is Ray. This is the Evangelical Dark Web. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Also check out evangelicaldarkweb.org and subscribe to that as well for more content. And I will catch you on the next one.